Welcome back into the Rowdy Studios. Stephen Levine here with Tom Vandervoort, talking about the craziness that we all watched at Watkins Glen.
Was that the best finish of the year?
It was the best finish.
That has to be.
I rank that up in my top 3 finishes that I've seen in real time.
Yeah.
The Craven Bush Darlington finish,
amazing.
2003. Mm-hmm. The Denny Hamlin coming from like 5 spots back to win Martinsville a couple years ago, and this one. Those are the top 3 for me that I've seen in real time. I'm not counting, the pass in the grass.
It's like a video game. You got the oil slicks and guys banging around off each other.
It was crazy.
Ambrose ends up getting the win, which isn't totally surprising, but how he got the win and who he was fighting with, Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski is showing everybody that last season was no fluke.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Brad Keselowski is the real deal. And don't count him out when it comes to championship. Do I think he's a little bit of a long shot? Yeah, but he's got 3 wins, and there's no reason why he can't get a couple of more. And as long as he, keeps the bad finishes at a minimum, he could be in the mix come November.
And you kind of understand maybe a little bit why Roger Penske is thinking a switch to Ford might give them the equipment boost that they need for him to be a legitimate championship contender. Imagine if he had that kind of Roush Yates power and package on intermediate tracks, which constitute half the chase. Now you look at Brad Keselowski's talent and you start to say, this guy could be a champion. He's one of those guys who, if he gets off to a good start in the chase, could be there to the finish. We saw Clint Boyer a few years ago. Very intriguing guy.
Now, moving on to issue number 2, of course, Brad Keselowski and Marcus Ambrose, their gain was Kyle Busch's loss. Kyle Busch was none too pleased when the race was over, but I'll give it to Kyle Busch. He chose not to speak rather than to say something stupid or controversial. A couple of years ago, I'm not sure he would have taken that same course of action. So good on him for knowing when to shut up, first of all. But also, you got to remember, I think one of the reasons he was so frustrated was not just because what looked to be a sure win was taken from him, but because he needs another win to assure his place in the chase. A win here had added ramifications.
Massive ramifications for Kyle Busch, and he'll have 2 more good opportunities to get that win. But if you pick it up here, now you're really more in the driver's seat. And you're right, he was in position to win this race. He drove a great race, but he didn't get the win, and it's heartbreak because he's still behind Ryan Newman.
So you've got Ryan Newman, Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, Joey Logano, now Marcus Ambrose,
right,
all in positions 11 through 20 with 1 win. Their relative positions don't matter if one of them can get another win.
And only one gets another win.
Right. So, do we think Marcus Ambrose is going to get another win? Probably not, but stranger things have happened.
I'll tell you what, for Marcus Ambrose, you have to think about Bristol.
He's good there.
You have to think about the night race at Bristol, especially with a tighter racetrack. You saw him beating and banging with Brad Keselowski. He knows how to handle himself and his race car when rough stuff is required to get to the front. I think it'll be interesting because I think he will be up on the wheel.
Yeah.
At Bristol. I think that's his best chance.
And another guy who's going to be up on the wheel for every race from this point forward is a guy without any wins in position 11 through 20, Carl Edwards.
Yeah, and Carl Edwards had a pretty decent weekend at Watkins Glen. He won the nationwide race and did well in the Cup race. He can win at Bristol.
Look,
he's got to figure something out, and I put him as a longer shot because he really probably needs a couple wins. But boy, you just don't know right now, and that's the beauty of this wild card system is it can change, and it doesn't change because somebody wrecks. It changes because somebody wins, and that's the beauty of it.
I think you and I both believe that Kyle Busch is still the most likely guy in that group to get another win, but look what happened to him at Pocono, right? Mechanical issues.
You have to worry a very great deal about the mechanical issues of Joe Gibbs.
Right, because Denny Hamlin had mechanical issues at Watkins Glen.
Denny Hamlin blew up at Watkins Glen. I think that is like you take away some potential from that team when you think about intermittent mechanical issues.
They have had
it's a problem.
Ongoing quality assurance
Certainly
issues.
You can't have any of that in the chase. And so you really have to question Denny Hamlin maybe having a strike against him already when they get to the championship. And Kyle Busch if he gets there.
Denny Hamlin just fell to 10th.
Amazing. Amazing.
So through no fault of his own, really. All right, for Tom Vandervoort, I'm Stephen Levine. Thanks a lot for watching.